Oh.
I gotta throw in some little throwback.
There you go.
What up, everybody? It's another edition of Cave Sports. I'm over here with my boy, I Am Proper, aka Jermaine. Just want to do a quick shout out to our website. Please visit us at k4v3.com. Follow us on the K4v3 on all social media platforms. We can talk about all the things that we've been reviewing these past couple of weeks, and you can get your merch there and have a conversation with us in the Discord and read some articles that we've been posting about different topics. But with that being said, I'd like to do a real quick review about what we're going to talk about today with my boy Jermaine. We're going to get into the PGA LIV merger. That's a hot topic right now.
Yeah, man.
And then after that, we'll get into a little bit of the Game 3 of the NBA Finals. So let's get right into it, Jermaine. I mean, the PGA merger happened 2 days ago? I woke up to that alert at 7 a.m. I was brushing my teeth. I checked the Discord, or Zach already mentioned it. What were your thoughts when you first heard about it, bro?
When I saw that shit, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Because I thought it was inevitable because I said, like what Andrew said, you can't beat them, join them, and LIV is obviously becoming such a huge. There's such a huge following on it, and I think people are underestimating how big that fandom is becoming because it's new. I've never heard of a team match, for golf. It's always just someone trying to get number one or whatever. And mind you, I don't really follow golf a lot, but I just been starting to pick it up just because obviously you and I both have started golfing. So something I've been watching, but I think it's crazy how Donald Trump called this out a couple years ago.
I saw that.
He was just saying, everyone that's denying this money is going to regret it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these PGA players are fucking regretting the fuck out of this because there was so much money being thrown. Like, you got Rory, look at him. I bet you that's what he did that morning. He tore his fucking, God damn it, Jay Monahan. What the fuck? That's the thing. He was too loyal.
Yeah, dude. I heard Jay Monahan was getting ripped into I believe there's a tournament going on this week in Canada somewhere, and they had a quick meeting to discuss the merger, and everyone on the PGA, I'm sure including Rory, was just tearing a new one into Jay Monahan, calling him a hypocrite and just laying it onto him. And I heard Jay Monahan took it, but at the end of the day,
if I had money coming from the Saudis, I would take whatever you said to me too. I'm like, whatever, bro. Say whatever you want. They gave me $1 billion.
That's your fault for not signing up to LIV.
Yeah. But then obviously their argument is like, you told us not to. It's like, I didn't put a gun to your head.
Yeah.
But I understand the frustration from the PGA players because I would too. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I tried to do the right thing and you convinced us not to do it, and here you go. What? You take the fucking money you said was blood money, and now what? All of a sudden it's not blood money because you're getting a cut of it. So I understand they're questioning the morality of all of this, and I do understand Rory's frustration because he's like the golden boy of the PGA right now, but at the end of the day, money talks, bullshit walks, homie.
Exactly, bro. I mean, what are you gonna say when there's this new wave of golf coming in? I've seen videos of Koepka's little brother hitting a hole in one, and it was like Chief Keef was playing on the walk on. Like, it was not quiet. It was not quiet when he was teeing off, and it was just a vibe. Like, Chief Keef is playing, he hits the ball, hole in one ace. And motherfuckers are throwing beer, cheering. Like, I want to be a part of that. I want to
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because, I mean, I've gone to the Genesis tour a couple times, and as fun as that was, obviously I'm just drinking, walking around. Imagine that. I remember just saying, I was with Danny and Andrew and our homie Rich. I was like, imagine this, but with a fucking live DJ on the other side of this shit. You know, like how crazy would that be? And Tiger Woods, obviously, look at this picture right here. I bet you that was him when he read the news that morning. Just like, what the fuck? I almost had $1 billion. It was like I read the report, like between $700 to $800 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't care about whatever your loyalty is. You got to think about that. That's a business move. Imagine just running that. He could very well open his own tour with that kind of money, but
man, they could have done so much things. I mean, he could have dictated that contract too. Like, all right, give me 800 mil, but I need like this kind of marketing. I need this, and Liv would have bowed down to him, and then whatever. But you know, he chose to stay with PGA, and I know there's a players association, but I don't feel like there's like a players union like there is in the NBA and the NFL, where they meet with the owners and come to terms. It's pretty much look out for your own. You sign up for these tournaments and you get this, you get that. But you know, the PGA has been proven based on this move that they don't really look out for their players, because they've been just doing this their whole fucking, who knows, like 100+ years already. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and I like I said, Donald Trump called it out, which is a rare W for Donald Trump, you know. But I think he was right. You know, the PGA is not loyal to you guys; they're dishonest. So why are you guys so loyal to these guys? Remember how they treated Tiger Woods? You know, when he had all that shit, they started trying to outcast him because his infidelity, all that shit. And there were times where he experienced racism from PGA heads, and all of a sudden, it's just, why are you so loyal to these guys? Like, I get it, this is where you started, but remember how they treated you too, you know? So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, the PGA is deeply rooted in it's very deeply rooted in racism. I mean, the Augusta, where the Masters is played, there were no slaves allowed or black people allowed on that course a long time ago, and it was such a like turnaround and great for the culture of golf when, you know, Tiger came on the scene. But you have to remember where those roots are coming from and why the PGA acts the way they act. I mean, not to say in the NFL and NBA owners, they can get a little greedy and sometimes like that, but the PGA and golf, the sport is like very deeply rooted, where it was only a sport for a certain race, aka white people.
Yeah.
It was in Scotland, and it came to America, and it was for rich white people. And you had the slaves were the caddies. So I think that has a lot to do with why they're acting the way they act. And now they just follow the money. So it makes sense to me. I'm not surprised. That it happened. I'm surprised it happened so fast. I thought PGA was gonna at least put up a fight for another year or 2 or 3, depending on what. But it's just crazy to me that also the last major, what was the PGA Championship, a LIV player won, Brooks Koepka, and I think that kind of set off a chain of events to lead to this merger.
Oh, definitely. I feel like maybe when Jay Monahan saw that, he's like, "Fuck." Yeah. LIV is like starting to pour in, you know. Brooks won. What the fuck? You know, and it's just like I said, I always thought it was something that was inevitable too, but I was like, I don't know where this is gonna go. Who knows? But I also think maybe Jay Monahan's like, we're gonna merge because I don't want shit to come out in litigation, because remember there was a litigation going on.
Yeah, that's right.
And they were gonna get sued, and maybe Jay's like, fuck, they're gonna find out some shady shit if I don't, you know, we do this. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he's gonna find out how many times I called Tiger the N-word behind the scenes, you know. But so yeah, it's just I think it's good for sport because it brings in, you know, people like us who want to watch a fun round of golf, because you know, I've seen the Genesis. It's very fun, but you could also see how people are very like, it seems like a very uppity crowd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it can feel not so welcoming sometimes. But I think as golf has gotten a little bigger, it's becoming more welcoming. But I think LIV kind of pushes it to the next level and say, No, you guys can all come here. We're gonna party. We're gonna watch some golf, and we're gonna kick with your friends, and we're gonna have a good fucking time.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about LIV. I like their logo better than fucking PGA. And I don't know, dude. Like this quote from Rory is just like, I respect him as a golfer, but I kind of starting to dislike him a little more because of this shit, you know? Because he's just like, dude, why are you such a pussy, bro? You know?
Yeah, man. It's kind of like, dog. I mean, I can understand why he's mad, but at the same time, it's like, you ain't got to be so sour about this. It's your fault you didn't take the money.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have known. You should have seen the trend on how the PGA has acted towards their players from the jump. So it is what it is.
He's like, I hate them. I hope well, they're not going away, bro. So, yeah, and exactly. That was from today's meeting.
Yeah.
He's like, I hope it goes away. It's like, so you don't understand what merger means? That means they're sticking around.
You don't own the PGA. You're just an employee of the PGA.
Yeah, and your boss is violating your rights. So, I mean,
but it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I feel like I don't know how they're going to do this, but how fun would it be if you see like a PGA players versus LIV players kind of tournament, and then LIV and PGA, they don't give a shit because they're going to rake in so much money from these kind of events, and then I think that ups the competition more because you got a guy like Rory and Tiger who are probably really pissed that this is going down because they had the PGA's back. And then now they have like, all right, well, we're going to show them that PGA is better. And they get their guys, and then LIV get their guys, and they just go at it.
No, exactly. Yeah. I think that's why everyone's so mad because it's just like, fuck, you mean we could have had the money and we were going to come back anyways? You know, it's just, you know, like, and like Hideki, I don't know if you saw the picture where he was flying Spirit Airlines.
I didn't see that picture.
How is this guy flying Spirit? He just won the Masters. You know, and look, here's a list of like how much these guys could have made if they would have just signed for 2 years.
Damn.
You know? Like, and Willie Z, you know, low key, one of my favorite golfers to watch. He straight up said when they asked him, "How do you feel about this?" He said, "I'm gonna Venmo request Jay Monahan $130 million." So it's just like, I don't blame these guys. I feel like they should be pissed, and you know, but Jay Monahan has $1 billion shielding him. So whatever you say, you're just gonna land on the money. He's like, whatever, say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I mean, I know Tiger doesn't need the extra 800 milli, but goddamn,
it would have been nice. You know how much more crazy shit he would have been doing with bitches on the side.
Oh yeah, crazy.
You know, there was a funny picture. If we put that up, it says Tiger missed out on $2 billion, and right there, I could have had $2 billion. Now I just have 1.1 billion. So it's not like the argument is people are like, he doesn't need the money. It's just like, yeah, I mean, I don't care how much money you have. At some point, if someone's going to be like, hey, do you want $1 billion? Fuck yeah, give me that shit. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he doesn't need it, but that's like generational. Like he can set up Charlie and Charlie's kids and Charlie's kids for life with investments and real estate and all that shit with an extra $1 billion.
Yeah, and he could have rolled that into the PGA if he loves the PGA so much. You know, change it up. But you know, it's going to be an exciting time, and they said that they were filming full swing the moment the news broke, so I'm sure that's gonna be a crazy episode for season 2. So
I still need to watch that series. I heard it was really good.
It's great. Yeah, I think if you're not doing anything when we hop off, I think you should watch a couple. I was actually like, oh, a golf documentary, whatever. But I was like, oh shit, it's pretty interesting. And you see how Rory, Mr. Golden Boy, he straight up says, fuck you, Phil. And I was like, bro, yeah, but at the Masters, he gave you a big fuck you because you didn't even make it to the weekend.
I know, fucking Rory didn't even make the cut. At least Phil made the cut, right?
Yeah. He almost had a top 5 finish. It's crazy. But
I heard the directors of that Full Swing documentary were the same directors from the F1 series on Netflix.
I heard that too, and I like watching F1, so it makes a lot of sense because I kind of see the similarities, but I'm not 200% sure. But great series. For anyone else who hasn't seen it yet, go watch it because definitely you can kind of see the tension building between PGA and LIV already. They kind of hint at it.
Okay.
So now this sets up season 2 with these news. So, as far as that goes, I'm like I said, I'm not too crazy into following golf. If you ask me like, oh, who do you think is going to win this week? I was like, I don't know. I'll just pick a name out of my ass. Like maybe Tony Finau.
Yeah. If you're betting, Tony Finau is a fun person to bet on. He might pull one out every now and so.
Yeah.
He's always slim chances to win.
Yeah. One of my favorite golfers to watch too. I love that guy. But yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much all I have on that. It's just more my opinions and things like that and the things that go on behind it.
Cool.
So going forward, obviously game 3 happened today. Francis, walk us through it. I didn't get to watch it, but obviously with the stats, Joker put up insane numbers again. So let us know how that went down.
Well, the first half of the game was very close, actually. Miami was doing pretty well on offense, not really stopping Joker, but making things a little tough for him. But then when the second half started, Denver made more adjustments and just gave the ball to Joker more and let him cook. I mean, I think he had a triple-double tonight with like 30 points, 20 boards, 10 dimes. First person in NBA history to do that in the NBA Finals. So that's
wild.
Crazy, yeah. And, I give it to Miami for switching up the looks. They were zone some possessions, man-to-man on some possessions, blitzing the pick and roll some possessions, switching on some picks. But ultimately, the Denver Nuggets lineup is just way too big for the Miami Heat to handle. I mean, when they went zone, they just put Joker in the high post, middle, and he just picks them apart. He's so big and talented and high IQ. He just knows where the ball goes. Even if it's not a direct assist, he'll pass it to a guy that knows will make the extra pass that will lead to a great shot. And those are the little things that don't come up with the stat sheet. So if there's a thing called a hockey assist, where he would pass to someone and then that person would pass to the next open player and make the shot. So he had a lot of those as well. And then every time they played man, sometimes they would end up switching. Like sometimes with like Jimmy Butler guarding Joker in the post, or even on a zone low post. Joker just could not stop it.
I think that just shows you how much they're trying to find ways to stop him. They're putting, like I saw them do that game 2. They're putting Jimmy Butler on him. It's just showing that with how much defensive looks they're trying to throw up, they're trying to see what they could stick with. But it's just from what I'm seeing, and I know I didn't watch tonight's game, but Denver adjusts very well, dude. And their transition game is nice. I don't think, because you got a center who could pass from one end of the court to the other end, and it's just like, holy shit, he's one of the best passing centers I've ever seen play the game. And I feel like, obviously everyone knows that, and I just feel like that's hard to stop, because imagine you're triple teaming this big guy in the post. Now he's got great court vision, and he's just going to throw it to someone like Jamal Murray. Like, that's a great duo. It just works. I like watching those two play.
Yeah, they got a great connection going on over there, and like you said, like a passing center that knows what to do and has a mind of a point guard, but with a body of a center. I mean, there's a lot of plays where Joker's getting the rebound, starting the break. He's not super athletic, but he's so big and agile with his feet. I mean, it doesn't take that many steps for a big man like that to go from the free throw line or from one end to the 3-point line to the other end and make a play and like pass it to the right person. And yeah, man, I mean, I'll go back on to Denver's size based on the stat sheet tonight. I mean, the rebounds is crazy. Kobe talked about this a lot. If you control the boards 99 times out of 10, you'll win the game.
Oh,
and that rebound disparity right there, 58 to 33.
Yeah,
that's a big gap. And even with Miami taking care of the ball, look, they only had 4 turnovers versus Denver's 13, but they still couldn't do anything with Denver's size. I mean, you look at the 3-point attempts. that Miami had, they had 35 attempts versus Denver's 18 attempts. That just shows Miami was not able to get inside. They were trying to attack. They couldn't attack. Denver's just way too big to get a bucket in the paint. It's not on the stat sheet, but Denver outscored Miami points in the paint 60-34. That's also a big gap. If you control the boards, you control the paint, you're getting better shots. You're shooting 51% from the field. That means you're getting efficient, good looks versus Miami's 37%. That's just chemistry for a great win. And
exactly.
Hats off to Denver for getting their home court advantage back. Yeah. I personally, me, guys, I'm a betting man. I couldn't find an edge in this game, so I stayed away. It's so hard in the finals. I was actually leaning Miami +3. I'm glad I didn't end up taking it, but yeah, man, it's just we'll see how Miami comes out in Game 4. With Miami, it's going to be tough for them to get a lot of great looks inside the paint, given Denver's size. So it really comes down to them knocking down their shots. When they're hot from the three, if they can get to at least like 40% clip from the three, they have a standing shot because Denver's going to give that to them. They know Denver's strengths are protecting the paint, and they're going to live with Miami shooting threes because at the end of the day, they know Denver. They're going to come back down and give it to them. But yeah, man, it's a great series still. I hope Miami makes the adjustments and starts knocking down some threes in Game 4 because although I chose Nuggets in 5, I do desperately want this to go 7 games because I don't know what I'm going to do without basketball until the football season starts.
Right. I mean, I'm right there with you. I want to see this go 7 games. I have this going 4-2 in favor of the Nuggets, but this is such a great series to watch because you have, like you said, the Heat were even given a chance at the beginning of the play-in, and look where they've gone. Look at where they are now in the finals. Yeah. They upset teams that were expected to lose. They're to lose to, and they took that opportunity, and I feel like they deserve to go as far as they can in here. And if they win, I'd be pretty happy with it too, because it's like Jimmy Butler. He was one of my favorite players in Chicago, and then Chicago front office stupid as hell. So
yeah,
but they've been stupid as hell for like ever.
They've been stupid as hell ever since Michael Jordan left, dog.
Yeah, fucking I don't know, dude. It's just it's such a nightmare. But like that's why I'm pulling for the Heat. But I also want Jokic to get his because he very much well deserves this. He's playing amazing this season, and I personally think he was robbed of that MVP.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. It's the NBA. It's just drama. But
yeah,
like you said, 7 games. I don't think any basketball fan would be mad about that.
Yeah,
unless you're obviously like a big Heat fan or a Nuggets fan, you want those teams to win. But like you and I, we're just watching as fans now. It's a treat to watch, and I wouldn't mind seeing, whichever team come out on top, as long as there's no bullshit.
Yeah. But there, what I'm happy about, what I witnessed today, they are letting them play a little bit. Obviously, it's the NBA. There's going to be some calls that are questionable and ticky-tacky, but there's also some plays where, I thought they might call a foul and they're letting it go, so they're letting them get a little aggressive. Yeah, it's nice to see.
Definitely. Yeah, man. So, when's the next game? Is that
next game is on Friday? I think it's Friday. This is the one. Usually in the finals, there's at least 2 days gap between each game, but I think between Game 3 and 4, this is the one where there's only a 1 day gap. And then, so let me see here. Let me just double check the schedule. Yeah, next one's Friday, June 9th. So,
nice.
Yeah, just 1 day rest for Miami. And then,
come on, Miami. Tie it up.
Please, Miami.
Tie that up, because after this, I don't care about baseball. Sorry, Zach.
Yeah. Baseball is fun in October, like during the playoffs, like during this time. It's kind of like basketball. Like even me, I'll try to watch as much basketball as I can beginning of the season, but it really gets spicy after the trade deadline, like from February till now. So
Yeah.
baseball still has a long way to go for me as a casual baseball fan, before I start watching. So
Yeah, I don't really start watching NBA until after football season, because you know how they kind of like they work together. It's just, I don't know, there's something about football that I'm just so like drawn to it more. But then when it's over, like you said, when it's after the trade deadline, All-Star weekend, basketball gets fun.
Yeah, not too many people are sitting out as much. More, especially with the play-in seeding, got a lot more teams fighting for that playoff spot, trying to make extra bread to get into that playoff bonus. So yeah. So
all right, so we can start kind of just wrapping this up. I want to hear from you. Friday, Game 4. What's your take? Who's got it? Or what would you ideally like to see happen?
Ideally, I would like to see Miami pulling out. Like I said, when I watched the game, they were settling a lot for threes because, like I said, the size of Denver is just too crazy of an advantage. Even when they try to attack, Denver just plays really good defense and puts their hands up without fouling, and it's hard to shoot over guys like Jokic and Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. I mean, your backcourt is KCP and Jamal Murray. Those are big guards. They're like both 6'5", 6'6".
I know. As a Laker fan, you're happy to see KCP kind of getting a second win, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like KCP wanted revenge against the Lakers. That guy was hitting crazy shots. Because we traded his ass to Washington for Russell Westbrook. So of course
I would have fire for that too. You traded me for that. Look how he did you guys.
Exactly.
That definitely gave him the fire. But I know Laker fans out there are happy to see at least one of their own kind of, in the fight for a ring. That's he's probably going to get.
Definitely. I mean, as a Laker fan, I'd rather see Denver win, because I can say like, hey, Lakers lost to the champions, so. Whatever. It's not like Miami. It's not like the Bucks losing to the fucking Heat. I mean, Bucks were supposed to be at least in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it is what it is. But there's a lot more stuff in the NBA going on too. But let's back up a little bit. I do want the Heat to win, but my prediction is Denver will take it in a very close one. I think it will be closer than today. I think Denver won by 15. I think the next game, Denver wins by like 3 or 4 points. I hope it goes overtime or some extra drama, but I do see Denver pulling that out and then finishing it off in Denver in Game 5. So
that's fair. It's a fair assessment. I think Miami's going to pull this off just because they're going to go back on the road. They can't go back to Denver with a loss. And I think that's going to be on Jimmy's head. So I think I'm kind of like, I'm agreeing with you, but opposite, I think the Heat are going to win, but it's a close one. But that's what's so great about this series. It's just like, I don't know. But this is really just predictions.
The best part about this series is it's like not for casuals, because this is like for true basketball fans. I mean, even if you don't watch the sport that much, there's so many people that like just want to see like LeBron James versus Jason Tatum or Curry versus Giannis. This is like a real like grind it out kind of finals. Not a lot of, I mean, these guys are making names for themselves now, but before the finals, I mean, a lot of people had Lakers Celtics going on. I mean, everyone wrote off Jimmy Butler and Nikola Jokic, and now they're making a name for themselves. So it's a new wave of the NBA, and I love where it's going. Unfortunately, my Lakers and your Bulls are not involved, but it is what it is.
We haven't been involved in shit for how long now? And Lonzo's probably not going to play ever again. And I was so happy because, I wasn't a fan of him. I used to talk shit on him because when he was on the Lakers, like, look at that jump shot, so ugly. And then when he came to Chicago, I was like, oh shit, he's better.
He's good.
He's good.
A jump shot. Yeah.
His passing is great. Like him and Caruso, 1-2 punch, crazy. Like opening it up for DeRozan, and it's just like, great. We lost. I was like, typical Bulls.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, even me as a Laker fan, I like to see the former Lakers, especially the quote unquote baby Lakers like Lonzo, Julius Randle, Josh Hart, Kuzma. I like to see them thrive in their other roles. But yeah, Lonzo, something's going on with that knee, and I don't know.
Yeah, he was at Disneyland last weekend, and I was like, he's walking just fine. What the hell? Because my friend was there, and he sent me. He's like, dude, Lonzo's here. I was like, what? Tell him to go play. What the hell is he doing? Just walking around pushing a stroller. But,
tell him to go rehab or some shit.
Yeah. But yeah. So we're pretty much close to the end of the sports thing. I wanted you, like, we're still talking basketball. Yeah. Obviously, you're a Laker fan. I wanted to hear from you. What do you think is going to happen to LeBron? Because obviously the whole thing is, oh, he's going to retire. No, he's going to stay, or he's going to leave again, like he likes to do.
Yeah,
the one thing I hate about that. But
I know,
is this a decision 2.0 we're going to be dealing with, or what do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because it's LeBron. He loves the drama. I mean, we already know this about him. He loves the show with his decision, even though a lot of people didn't agree with that, including myself. Mm-hmm. He doesn't give a shit. I mean, yeah, now that there's rumors of Kyrie recruiting him to join Luka, Kyrie, and LeBron in the Dallas Mavericks is a rumor going on. I don't see that happening because I don't think the Lakers, like, if Lakers do that, they got to get Luka back from it. Mm-hmm. And Dallas is not going to let Luka away because that's their young star. Like, Luka can be the next Dirk and stay there for 20 years and get them one or two chips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mark Cuban's not going to let that go. He's like, nah.
So it's a lot of rumors, bullshit. I mean, we don't really know, like, all these, like, sources. Like, who's the source? Like, did LeBron tell you this? Did Kyrie? Is there a screenshot from Kyrie's phone? Like,
right.
And that's the thing, too. Like, I don't even know if LeBron is causing this drama. I mean, definitely he caused it a little bit. Exit interview after Game 4 when they got swept. He mentioned he had a lot of things to think about. I don't think he's retiring. I also don't think so either. I don't think he's going to go to the Mavericks either. I think he's going to stay with the Lakers for at least one more year. But he's doing this to put pressure on Pelinka in the front office to make some more moves because although we made moves at the trade deadline,
it clearly wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Yeah. I mean, it clearly wasn't enough. It was enough to get us to the Western Conference Finals, but we'll see. I part of me is also like, let's keep this unit because we were so closely knit. I felt the chemistry. It's just, certain things, little tweaks on rotations. I mean, they all got together in February and played till May. Imagine like a whole training camp starting from and then going into the beginning of the season in October all the way. I mean, just look at Denver and Miami. I mean, that's the same squad they had. I think Denver made a few trades at the deadline, nothing too momentum shifting. But that's how chemistry is built. So part of me feels Lakers will make some adjustments on signings to put more shooting. Obviously, we've been saying put more shooters around LeBron, and hopefully we get more, straight shooters like someone like I'm just naming a random player, but someone like Mike Williams. Oh, not Mike Williams. Kyle Korver, someone of that type of archetype. So
right,
yeah.
You definitely need someone who could be out at the 3-point where LeBron could kick it out to, because I think just kind of touching on, I do think LeBron's staying. I don't think he's going to retire. I think this is not the way to retire for him. Like you said, he likes the drama, but this is not the kind of drama he wants.
Yeah.
I think Kyrie's coming to LA. He needs that because he needs a point guard there, because LeBron does better when he has a point guard who can actually run the offense, because when LeBron's running that offense, let's be straight up, and it's so predictable. It's like, stop LeBron, because the other guy's not going to know what to do anymore. They're like, there's no movement with the Lakers, and they're kind of just waiting on LeBron a lot. So you put Kyrie in there, he's going to take that pressure off, and he has that experience. So
I mean, we saw a little bit of that in the playoffs too. I think Draymond Green touched on it. It was kind of a weird coverage because LeBron he started to defer a little bit more and play off a ball, because I think he finally noticed that when the ball is stuck in his hands, there's no one's moving.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think when he puts the ball in other people's hands, he can move off the ball and make plays for other people and get some points off that way. But like I said, there was no chemistry. They didn't build any sets based on being LeBron off the ball. It was just like on the fly, high IQ players like making adjustments. But if you can have like a full training camp and a full season practicing these sets, not just on the fly, that can make things work. But yeah, Kyrie would be a great move. I just don't know if we have the money to do it. Kyrie wants to get paid. Knowing him, he's not going to take a discount just for.
I think maybe Anthony Davis is probably LeBron's going to talk like, pay cut. I'm not taking no pay cut. You're taking a pay cut.
I mean, yeah, because we can't afford Kyrie with LeBron and AD, especially given the new CBA rules.
Yes.
I think maybe, but a lot of our core is gone. If we do get Kyrie and give him a deal that he wants and is content with, we're not going to get Austin Reeves. We're not going to get Rui. And those are the two guys I want to keep because they're young. And definitely. I'm really looking forward, like just in case LeBron is done after next year. If an AD wants to be a Laker still, he has he's on a 5-year contract. I don't know exactly how many years are left, but you can have young players like a Rui or Austin Reeves around AD and then gets another all-star in the future. I think that sets them up better. Because with Kyrie, if we get Kyrie, it's going to be what happened with the Suns this year. It was top heavy.
Yeah, that's true.
And in the playoffs, you need depth. I mean, the Nuggets go like 8-9 deep. Heat go 8 or 9 deep. Sometimes 7, but like Suns was like after the starting 5, like you might be playing 8 people, but are those other 3 guys any good to warrant minutes like higher than 10? Not really. Kevin Durant and D-Book were playing like 43 minutes a game, 45 minutes a game during that series against Denver.
Suns play better without CP3. I said it. I think so. I just saw when CP3 was out and it was just Booker and Durant. I was like, this seems pretty good.
Yeah, man. It just didn't have depth, though. I mean, that's the thing. That's what worries me if we get Kyrie, because especially with AD and LeBron's injury history as of late, needing to rest a few games during the season, I don't know if that's going to translate to dubs. Like, you need depth during those games where Rui and Rui and Austin Reeves can win a game against the Hornets, like not losing,
Definitely.
Because that's a game that LeBron would typically sit if he's injured. Like, he's not going to play against the Hornets. He's going to come out against the Knicks or something. So, but
I need a load management.
Yeah. But yeah. And also speaking about CP3 real quick, he just got waived by the Suns today.
No way.
Yeah, he got waived by the Suns today. It kind of, a lot of other news is overshadowing that. It kind of went under the radar, but Suns waived CP3. He is now a free agent, and there's also speculation he's going to the Lakers. And I'm scared because he's also old.
Yeah.
He's injury history. He always gets hurt in the playoffs like this year. I mean, even though Suns seemed like they played better without CP3, they needed like a floor general.
Yeah. That's fair.
Because, like Cameron Payne's not going to do it for you. you need especially in the playoffs. So, but we'll see. I'm not sure if as a Laker fan, I'm not sure if I would want CP3. But if he comes out on a veteran minimum and we don't have to give him too much money and we keep some players where he can not play that many minutes, kind of like what Kyle Lowry is doing right now, coming off the bench, but he's a solid vet, and then you finish the game with him.
Yeah.
I would be really down for that. So we'll see. We shall see.
It's a trade the Lakers wanted to happen a long time ago until Dan Gilbert got involved. But
Dan Gilbert.
It might be too late for that to happen now, but who knows? What if CP3 gets a new life with the Lakers? Who knows?
It's funny. Lakers Twitter was saying that if Lakers sign CP3, David Stern is going to rise from the dead and negate that signing.
Yeah. So. Dan Gilbert's going to go pull a fucking seance, like, come back, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
I told you about this.
Man. But yeah, man, that was our sports show for the day, for the night, I should say. Talked about a little PGA LIV merger going on, the drama that comes with that. Looking forward to these golf tournaments this upcoming season to see what the atmosphere and the climate is like, knowing that these players from the PGA and LIV, they're gonna merge some way, somehow. We don't know when, but it's gonna happen.
Yep. Kind of want to get tickets out to the U.S. Open since it's in LA.
Oh yeah, I heard about LA Country Club, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then we talked about NBA Finals, Game 3, Game 4 predictions, and a little other NBA topics that we discussed, like CP3 and LeBron leaving. So yeah, man, great episode. Nice, short, and concise. That's just the way.
To the point.
Yeah, to the point. Just the way I like to do these episodes. So just want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening to me and Jermaine. Again, give us a follow at K4V3 on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Check us out on our Discord for discussions regarding sports and other topics that are being discussed on the podcast. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.
This is where we need that outro song.
Yeah, a little beat, like a little, at least a Fruity Loops beat.
Damn.